Before Tunisia was a republic, before it could speak with its own voice, it was ruled by France. Decisions were made miles away, shaping a future its people didn't choose. In that era of colonial rule, one man emerged with a sharp mind, unshakable confidence, and a powerful belief. True independence had to be won not just on the streets, but in the mind. His name was Habib Bourguiba. Born in 1903 in the small coastal town of Monastir, Bourguiba's path to revolution was different. He didn't start with weapons. He started with education. He went to Paris to study law and political science, immersing himself in the very system that held his country captive. There, he learned how colonial powers justified their rule, and more importantly, how to use their own rules to dismantle their authority. When he returned to Tunisia, he didn't call for chaos. He called for organization. He used newspapers, fiery speeches, and political movements to awaken Tunisians. He planted the idea that they deserved dignity, self-rule, and modern institutions. This measured intellectual approach made him incredibly dangerous to the French authorities. They tried everything to stop him arrests. Exile, censorship, but every attempt to silence him failed. Bourguiba understood something critical that many others missed. Independence without preparation could destroy a nation. While some revolutionaries focused only on kicking out the colonial rulers, he was already thinking about what came next. For him, a free Tunisia meant education for all, rights for women, accessible healthcare, and a strong, stable state. This progressive vision made him a hero to many, but it also made him an enemy to others, including the traditional elite who feared change. In 1956, Tunisia finally gained its independence. Bourguiba became its first prime minister and soon after, its first president. He was the face of a new nation, and he moved with incredible speed. He abolished the monarchy, establishing a republic. He introduced secular laws that separated religion from the state, and perhaps most revolutionary of all, he expanded women's rights in ways that were unheard of in much of Africa and the Arab world at the time. To his supporters, he was a visionary, building a modern Tunisia from the ground up. But to his critics, he was moving too fast, ruling with too firm a hand, and dismantling traditions without consent. Over the decades, power began to change him. The man who fought for freedom started tolerating less and less opposition. Political rivals were sidelined, and his presidency was eventually declared for life. The liberator, who once fought against colonial dominance, slowly became a symbol of centralized, absolute authority. It's a complex and often uncomfortable part of his story, yet history cannot and should not erase what he achieved. Tunisia gained its independence without the devastating, bloody wars that ravaged so many other nations. Strong institutions were built early on. Education became a national priority, creating one of the most literate populations in the region. And women gained legal rights that continued to define the country's progressive identity today. The story of Habib Bourguiba is not a simple tale of good versus evil. It's a story of strategy, ambition, vision, and profound human contradiction. He was a man who liberated a nation, but then struggled with the immense weight of leading it. His legacy leaves us, and all of Africa, with a difficult question: is gaining freedom enough? Or must a true leader also know when it's time to let go? It's a question that still echoes across Tunisia and beyond. Thank you for watching. If you found this story compelling, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the figures who shaped our world.